Your Highness, Excellencies, distinguished participants of this summit, it is a great honor to address you all here as Deputy Prime Minister, Minister for Culture, and President of the Coordination Body for Gender Equality of the Republic of Serbia, and to be able to wish you a very warm welcome on my own behalf and on behalf of the President of the Republic of Serbia, Mr. Aleksandar Vučić. It is indeed a great pleasure to be here today as the official representative of the Republic of Serbia at the Global Summit of Women under the patronage of Her Highness Sheikha Fatima bin Mubarak. Your Highness, I take this opportunity to congratulate you on the excellent organization of this summit and on the distinguished and important contribution to promoting topics of international importance. This is a precious and unique opportunity for all of us to gather together in one place and exchange experiences relating to women's social impact on mankind. Ladies and gentlemen, only a century ago, a very brief period of time compared to the entire history of the world and human civilization, most of this planet could not imagine women taking on the role of leaders in their societies. With the passage of time and the more prominent role of women, it has become perfectly clear that positions of leaders were not exclusive right of the so-called stronger sex, but quite the reverse. Social practices and numerous scientific research have shown that leadership, seen primarily as a social skill and ability to influence people, is at least as common among women as it is among men. The path to this kind of understanding around the world has not been either simple or easy. Throughout our history, there were many women in Serbia who made an important social impact, even before it happened in other parts of Europe. Milica Tomić, a polyglot and the first woman to fight for women's rights, was the first woman politician and newspaper editor in Serbia. Of the 757 MPs in the historical Grand National Assembly in 1918, 7 of them were women, including Milica Tomić. This was an important step forward, not only for Serbia, but also for modern Europe, where women still did not enjoy the right to vote. Ksenia Atanasijević, the first woman in Serbia to obtain a PhD exactly 101 years ago, faced a great amount of opposition from her male colleagues. Even so, during the 12 years she spent working as a university professor, she produced 250 papers on philosophy, ethics, aesthetics, and antique literature, and became one of the symbols of the fight for gender equality both in Serbia and the entire region. Now, 100 years down the line, Serbia is a country where having women leaders is pursued as something entirely normal. 1/3 of the ministers in the present government are women. Women are at the helm of numerous state institutions, public organizations, large private companies, cultural institutions, and sports organizations. These and many other examples around the world are proof that the world today relies on the irreplaceable role of women leaders. This is also evident in global peace process, fostering social integration and the overall prosperity of humankind. Ladies and gentlemen, in the area of culture, where I belong, not only as a government minister, but through my interest in education from very young age, the importance of women is particularly evident. Whether as authors, experts, directors of museums, galleries, libraries, and other institutions, women have shown that they possess not only an authentic artistic sensibility, but also a great gift for management, strategic thinking, and innovation. Of this, we have many examples both now and in the past. This year, Serbia and UNESCO are celebrating 150th anniversary of the birth of the world-renowned Serbian painter Nadezhda Petrović. A unique personality in many ways, Nadezhda managed to integrate Serbian painting into the modern European trends of the late 19th and early 20th century. She belonged to the generation of great Serbian painters of her age, and even though she was a woman, among all the members of this group, she is remembered as the one with the most advanced artistic and social attitudes. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been involved in the public and political life of my country for more than 3 decades, and during that time, I have met great stateswomen, members of the diplomatic corps, and women leaders. These great women have made an important contribution to the perception of the role of women in society. At the same time, they have inspired many new generations and encouraged them to overcome the rigid and outdated belief of living in man's world. Besides, famous women leaders have done away with the prejudice of the stronger and the weaker sex thanks to their presence in the media. We are all aware of the role of the media in the modern world. And this is exactly why I believe it is important to take advantage of the many communication channels that the media provide to promote gender equality and equal leadership skills. The world needs an endless amount of media content where it will be more important what the woman has inside her head than what she is wearing on her head. Ladies and gentlemen, the modern world is full of challenges and growing number of events that we never imagined or dreamed possible, such as pandemics and natural disasters. In a worldwide crisis, women are always in the first line of defense, with a deep understanding of the needs of the vulnerable and their outstanding courage. It seems it has always been women who bore the brunt of misfortune and tragedy. Ensuring peace, social integration, and managing progress are 3 faces of the same issue: human development of our societies and humankind as a whole. Experience teaches us that in order to achieve these universal goals, both sexes need to be included into equal measure. Otherwise, the world as we know it, and the only one we have, we slip towards self-destructiveness and denial of both itself and the values it was built upon, among which gender equality is one of the most important ones. Ladies and gentlemen, over the last 100 years, when it comes to women's rights, our world has changed for the better. This didn't just happen, nor did it happen overnight, but is a result of enormous efforts and courage of many generations of women. Their work, their talent, and determination have paved the way for many of us. Fortunately, and to the benefit of all mankind, young women around the world have greater access to mechanisms they need to reach their full potential, develop their talents, and build both their personal lives and their careers. We must therefore, all of us together, continue to strengthen women's leadership and make sure women's voices are heard in all walks of life, including the highest political spheres. We do not have the luxury to ignore it, as this is the only way toward a better world now and in the future. And we owe this to future generations and to our own selves, because this is the only way we can be proud of the fact that we leave behind a world better than the one into which we were born. But we still have a long way to go to achieve full equality. In order to be able to exchange best practices and most valuable experiences, we must remain completely open in our dialogue. Bearing in mind the high level and competencies of the participants, as well as the urgency of the topic we are discussing, I am convinced that this summit will make an invaluable contribution to our efforts towards achieving full equality for women. Thank you very much.